Did you see this? Edson Barboza has requested his release from the UFC. He says it's time to move on. At first, when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's kind of surprising. And the more I thought about it, and I think you might agree with me, I get it. I completely get it.
Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so for me, we spoke about this last week. It's mostly to do with fighter pay, but also I think it's to do with longevity. In the UFC, if you look at the opposition that Edson Barboza has faced, and I'll try to get it up now in a minute when you give your thoughts on it, it's a murderer's row, an absolute murderer's row. And Edson Barboza has taken so much damage over the years, it's not sustainable for much longer.
Yeah.
Edson Barboza could go out and make as much money, probably more money including sponsorships, if he goes to Bellator. For easier fights, not getting beat up as much, look after that brain a little bit more. Or could go to PFL, have one good run in one of those seasons and potentially win $1 million. I think this makes all the sense in the world. And to be honest, I hope the UFC realise that too, and I hope the UFC grant him his release, because that guy has given so much to the UFC and to us. There's so many fights that we've watched with Edson Barboza where he was absolutely mauled and did not give up.
Yeah.
He deserves a release if he wants one, and I hope he goes out there and gets a shit ton of money, retires, and looks after himself.
Yeah, for me at this stage of his career, it's about just not being held up inactive. And I also believe there's something, if you come to the end of your contract and they're not renewing it, I believe there's like a minimum release fee. Whereas if he can get released early, he might get a bit more than that, more close to his value, if you know what I mean. So it's more in the UFC's interest to let him run down his contract and give him the minimum release fee. He's trying to put a bit of pressure on them, I assume. I think it was John Nash tweeted something like that. Check his account out, and it'll be there in more detail than I can give you offhand. But yeah, at this stage, he just doesn't want to be held up, and he wants to be able to make as much money as quickly as possible. Yeah. So yeah.
100%. It makes all the sense in the world. Here's who Edson Barboza fought over the last while. Listen to this. So, his last 5 fights. Khabib Nurmagomedov got mauled, obviously. Kevin Lee got beaten. Dan Hooker, he actually won that fight with a body punch. Justin Gaethje lost by KO. And then Paul Felder in a really hard fight. That's your last 5. And I think he's making 75k to show, 75k to win. Plus probably 20 grand a bonus, maybe, I don't know, in your sponsorship thing.
Tough.
That is torture. Now look at the guys who are in the PFL, for example, at lightweight. You have Olivier Aubin-Mercier, Johnny Case, and then, to be honest, 2 guys I don't really know that much. So, like, Edson Barboza is licking his lips.
The same money plus sponsorship money.
Yeah, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, he's at the stage of his career, right off into the sunset, man. Make some money.
Yeah.